Here we have an example of 4 exponential graphs, and we're matching the graphs with these equations. Which one is which one? Well, this is going to be all about making little tables. So I'll start with the first one here. Y equals 2 to the x. Here, let me do that better. Okay, so y equals 2 to the x. So I'm just going to make xy table. Plug in 0. 2 to the 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Let me mention those 2 rules to see if you know those 2 rules. Very important. Any number to the 0 power is 1. Keep that one for now. So that's 1. So over 0 up 1. Let's plug in 1. 2 to the 1, that's 2. So which graph goes through 0, 1? Right here, there's 0 over 0 up 1. And over 1, this is 2, 3 here. And there it is, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2. Well, in fact, you know what? I should do all those in black so we can see them better, huh? So here we go. So 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. All right, and that's the point 0, 1, boom, and 1, 2. Look at that. It must be the orange one. So there we go. So this is the orange one. All right, next we're going to do the one that's negative 2 to the negative x. Okay, so let's try that one. Minus 2 to the negative x. So this looks a little tricky. Plug in 0 again. So y will equal negative 2 to the negative 0. So that's negative 2. Negative 0 is just 0. Now what's 2 to the 0? Remember, anything to the 0 is 1. So this is negative 1 because there is that negative in the front as well. So this came out negative 1. All right, now let's plug in 1. Minus 2 to the minus 1. Okay, now here's the other rule. Do you know what negative powers do? What is x to a negative power? It flips it, and then the power becomes positive. A negative power flips things. So that negative will stay in the front, and then it flips it to be a half. To the positive one, but that's right. 2 to the 1 is just 2, so it's negative a half. Did you track that? So negative powers flip things. Let me write that a little bigger. I'm kind of running out of room, so I'm squishing things in. So again, negative powers, that's not right, flip things, and then the power becomes positive. Do you see that? So a negative power flips it to the denominator, and then the power becomes positive. So I always say negative powers are negative. They're unhappy, like somebody's unhappy at their job, and they jump to a new job, then they're happy. That's what it does. It flips it. It flips it down, and then the power becomes positive, and this is just negative half, right? Because 2 to the 1, that's just 2. So, okay, over 1, down half. So over 0, down 1, there's that point. Over 0, down 1, and then this point here is over 1, down a half. So that's the red graph, isn't it? That is the red graph. Okay, let's do the next one. Let's do this guy. I'm gonna make an XY chart for that guy. We're going to do x equals 0, so we're going to do minus 2 to the x. So y equals minus 2 to the 0. We already know anything to the 0 power is 1, so that's negative 1. Next one, plug in 1. I'm just plugging in 0 and 1 to each of these functions. 2 to the 1 is just 2, so it's negative 2. So over 0, down 1, right here, beautiful. Over 1, down 2. Boom, right there. There it is. Those two, that's the green graph. Right? All right, one more to go. We already know which one it is because there's only one left, but let's do it anyway. So we're going to make an XY chart. I'm going to do y equals 2 to the minus x, put in a 0. Y equals 2 to the minus 0. Minus 0 is just 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. And then plug in 1. 2 to the minus 1. What is that? What's the negative power do? It flips it, and then the power becomes positive. 1 over 2 to the positive 1, which is just 1 over 2, a half. So over 0 up 1, right there, sure enough, and over 1 up a half. Right there, look at that, over 1 up half. And notice how the colors of the tables always match the colors of the graph. I'm joking. I did that by intentionality, of course. Okay, so there we go. Just plug in x equals 0 and x equals 1 to each of those functions and know these two rules. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Anything to a negative power flips it. There we go.